Please start by introducing yourself and telling us what part of the state you come from.
Yeah, my name is Pete Johnson. I come from Duluth, and the district I cover is kind of the central and then northern and western side of town.
How does one go from being a Duluth firefighter to a member of the House of Representatives?
Yeah, when I got hired with Duluth back in 2005, our local union was getting involved in politics and kind of got voluntold that I was going to be involved and help with, lit drops and door knocking and that kind of thing. And started getting more and more active with politics over the years, and when this seat opened up, I decided to take a crack at it.
I looked at your campaign page. Can you tell us a little bit about your upbringing and how it shaped your life? You had a lot of acreage to grow up on, kind of a little different upbringing, but can you talk about that?
We grew up in Silver Creek Township, which is kind of north and east of Two Harbors there, so we're kind of out in the county, if you will. Lived on a gravel road 15 miles from town, and growing up the first 6 or so years, no indoor plumbing or running water, anything like that. And first 9 years, we didn't have electricity, so it was gas lights and a generator for the few power things that we had. So in order to keep busy, we spent a lot of time out, running around in the woods and keeping ourselves entertained, if you will.
House District 8A, large part of Duluth. What did you hear from folks during the campaign?
Yeah, I would say the biggest issue that got brought up over and over again was just the general decorum in politics and bringing back that idea of, working with people you may not always agree on and trying to find those consensus things, which is, I heard it over and over again. And things like housing is a big issue in Duluth there, both at the, no income or homeless issues that we're dealing with, to market rate housing to try and attract workers to the different colleges or hospitals or things like that. And then the other part that we see a lot in is senior housing issues, where it kind of bottlenecks, where those folks get to a point where they would be ready to move to something, downsize, to something that's a little easier to manage, and there's just not a lot of good options for that either.
And in 2025 here, if you had to, were able to work on one top issue, what would that be for you?
Yeah. The biggest thing I think that impacts people's lives is housing. This is something we see as firefighters. My wife's an elementary school teacher. If you don't have that safe and stable housing, everything becomes more difficult. And that really is kind of the cornerstone that I think people can be successful if we build off of. So housing, but really any aspects of it, I think, need a little bit of work, and would like to take a crack at really any one of them.
Okay, we'll end on a light note here.
Yeah.
You got 3 German Shepherds?
We do, yeah.
What do you love about the breed? Because I have a German Shepherd. It's the best dog I ever had. But what do you like about the breed?
I grew up with German Shepherds. My wife grew up with German Shepherds. They've been great family dogs for us. They acted when my brother and sister and I were little, living out in the sticks like that. The dogs kind of acted as chaperones or babysitters if we were outside, and my dad would laugh, he'd watch, and we'd start wandering around the yard, and within a couple minutes the dog would have herded all the kids back to the same spot, and then the dog would go lay down and watch. And it's been really fun. It's actually how I met my wife. I had 2 German Shepherds at the time, she had 1, and I was out walking dogs in the neighborhood, and she was out in her yard with her dog, and that's kind of how that all started. And so they're pretty special dogs to both of us, and are definitely a big part of our lives.